Hey everyone, welcome back to Great Sports Debates. New microphone here, so let me know if you hear any difference. Let's jump in. We got 2 weeks left. Last Thursday night game. We got the Browns and the Jets. I got Cleveland win this pretty handily. They got the best defense in the league. The Jets offense is typically not very consistent and relies on a couple of big plays here and there. I think Cleveland's going to win 27-15, so -7 isn't too bad a value there. That might be worth a unit for you. We got a lone game on Saturday this week, and it's going to be a big one. Not only does it have mega implications in the NFC playoff picture, but it also has my favorite team, the Detroit Lions. I went back and forth about this. I think I tried to find a way to say that Detroit's going to win this game, and I absolutely think they can. But my pick is Dallas 31, Detroit 7. I think the difference here is Dallas's defense is going to be a little bit tougher. They might be able to make some trouble for Detroit here and there, but I do think both teams can score, and it could get out of hand either way, so I don't really like the line one way or the other. I definitely lean Detroit's way in the points. It's at 6. If it reaches 7, that's definitely worth a unit in my opinion. Next up, we got the Raiders at Indianapolis. I'm kind of surprised that the Colts are favored by 3 here. I think this is a game the Raiders can win outright despite being on the road. Their defense has been a lot better since the coaching change. They're playing to their talent better with guys, just running the ball. The only concern I really have is whoever the Raiders have at quarterback is just not good. And, O'Connell went, I think, like 10 straight passes without a completion in a game that they still wound up winning against Kansas City. So I'll give the Raiders a slight edge, so I definitely take them with the points there. That's probably worth a unit to me. Next up, we got Atlanta at Chicago. I got the Bears 23-19. The Bears are favored by 3. So some thin value there. I'd lean Chicago's way. They've been pretty good at late figuring out ways to score and being creative. And I think they'll have the edge in this game, especially with it being at home. And I'd keep an eye on the weather report for possible snow, which might impact the number down. But the over-under number wasn't that big to begin with there. Side note, on that Saturday game, that I thought was going to be my best bet with the over, but that number between Detroit and Dallas is already at 53.5. Next up, we got the Panthers at the Jags. This is kind of a tough one. Carolina had an offensive outburst last week, and they've been playing better as of late. I still don't think that they're very good at scoring points, but Jacksonville's looked really bad. I think they've lost 4 in a row now. I got them winning here at home, 23-17. The line's 7. So even with the score, I think I'd still lean Jacksonville's way there. But probably an avoid for me. I just don't trust Jacksonville right now. Next up, we got a pivotal matchup in the NFC South. We got the Saints at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's been playing good lately. Baker Mayfield knows who he wants to get the ball to. So, when he has a stud like, Mike Evans that he can go to, he's perfectly fine to just keep throwing it up. I got the Bucks winning at home, 24-18. I'll take them -3 there. All right, we got a few interesting games here where I'm just going to rely on the points. I got the Cardinals at Philly. Philly winning 27-21. Arizona's been able to hang around somewhat decently, not get blown out too much. I think they do that again here. I like them getting 10.5 points. When was the last time the Eagles beat somebody by double digits? It's been a hot minute now. Next up, we got the 49ers at Washington. I got the 49ers winning pretty big here, but I'm taking Washington with the 13.5 points. And this doesn't have anything with the way that they lost this last week. It's more just 13.5 points being a big number. There's a lot of ways Washington can win with that. Whether it's running the ball, whether it's garbage time score. 13.5 points is kind of a lot, especially depending on who both teams start. I would assume the 49ers are going to go back to Brock, assuming he's healthy, and Brissett has done pretty well for Washington in the action he's gotten. Next up, we got the Giants at the Rams. I think this game is my best bet here. I think the Giants are a little bit overrated, after they went on their mini run, and the Rams people are still kind of looking at as a middle of the road team. The Rams have scored. They're going to score in this game. So there's a couple of ways you can bet this. I got the Rams winning 31-20, so -6, you're getting a lot of value there. The over is only 42. I think a lot of that is just based on people not expecting the Giants to score too much. So kind of depending on where you feel about the Giants, you might want to leave them Rams -6. You might want to go over 42. You might want to put some units on both. I think the Rams scoring 30 plus is pretty solid. And then, if the Giants can keep up and get a few points in there, it's very easy for them to go over 42. Next up, we got the Patriots at the Bills. These are two of the most inconsistent teams in the league. Kind of tough sledding here. Obviously, Buffalo could blow New England out, but I like my chances taking New England plus 12 here. Not sure this is one that I'm going to bet, but 12 is a pretty big number. I don't think teasing one way or the other really does much, so probably an avoid, but I would lean New England's way getting 12. Next up, we got Tennessee at Houston. I got Houston winning this game by a field goal. I kept thinking about it. Obviously it depends on if CJ plays or not. It's at home. They won the last game in overtime, kind of coming back. So I see a similar type game here. I'm going to lean Tennessee's way, getting the 3.5 points. Next up, we got Miami at Baltimore. This is going to be a really good game. I think most people are going to have Baltimore winning by more than I do. I see it as a 28-27 game. I really feel like it can go either way. Even after Baltimore's big win, Miami has a lot of ways to score. How their offense matches up against Baltimore's defense is going to be really interesting to me. I would like Miami getting 4 points in a game that I think could really go either way. Next up, we got the Steelers and the Seahawks. This is probably going to be an avoid for me. I got Seahawks winning in that, 3-6 range. So I would definitely lean Seattle -3.5 if you want to bet that one. Okay, another one I'm probably going to avoid. I don't trust either of these teams, the Bengals or the Chiefs. I do think the Chiefs are going to win this game, but it's hard to think anything. I mean, we called it last week with our best bet, Raiders plus 10.5. But, I really didn't expect them to win outright. I knew it was a small possibility, but the Chiefs' offense is just bad. There's just too many drops, and Mahomes is having to run for his life all of the time. So they need to shore up that offensive tackle position, and they got to figure out how they're going to get somebody on the field that can catch the ball. Next up, we got the Chargers at Denver. I think Denver's going to win this game. 5.5 is kind of tough sledding, especially for a team that's challenged in scoring the ball in offense. I think Denver plays best when they run the ball and punish teams. But I would lead their way at -5.5. And then finally, no Monday night game this week. And I believe this is the last Sunday night football. I think all of the last week's games are going to be on Saturday. So someone can double check that and let me know in the comment section. We got Green Bay at Minnesota. This game, I don't know where these two teams are in the playoff race, if they can even get in at this point. I'm going to lean Minnesota's way, especially only giving up 2 points at home. I think they have more ways to win. The problem, and I called it last week, if you listen to the matchup, maybe that was a couple weeks ago, whenever they Minnesota and Detroit played, that quarterback Mullins for Minnesota, he gets in trouble and just throws the ball up for grabs. And the week before, he got lucky and they got a touchdown on it. He had a couple that were very dangerous throws, and he paid the price with more interceptions this last week than he did the week before. So that's the only concern I have on Minnesota's side. I don't know if they're considering going back to Dobbs. He has his own problems with turnovers, but he might be the better solution. So that wraps up this week's slate of games. Let me know what you think. What games we're way off on. Another great season. We're, at least 40 games over 500 on games we've bet on so far this year. So hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you want to see next and any questions you have on these games. And as always, thanks for watching.